Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. The vibes are vibing. Welcome to Best Ball with Bindles. We have our guest, or not, I keep saying guest, co-host. I always fuck that up. Co-host, L Coach, fresh off a ski trip. He's got the beautiful lighting behind him. How's it going, sir? How's your Wednesday? Let's fucking get it.
Good, man. Yeah, ready to get after it. Took a week off from the fantasy football streets. Got some good skiing in, recharged the batteries, and ready to be a real sicko and draft some best ball teams in late February. Let's get after it.
You went and touched some grass or some snow, I guess I should say.
Touched some snow, hit up Keystone. It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with the fam. Everybody made it back with their bones and ligaments attached. No trauma this year, so we're good. Shout out to Mrs. Coach. She tore her ACL skiing last year, so she's a little gun shy of it. So
holy shit,
yeah, we good.
So we want to start off. Thanks for being with us here on a Wednesday night. We have just a quick plug before we get into the content tonight. We are. Please like and subscribe. 3 streams a week. I slacked this week, so no content on Monday because I haven't done a startup in a couple weeks. But we are at 169 subscribers out of 500. Nice. And we have some really, really big guests coming on in the next few weeks on Fridays or Thursdays when they're available. So be prepared to get your minds blown by the guests we have coming on. So that being said, we're going to go into a little rookie draft pre-combine. Obviously combine is a big thing. And then we kind of have a little bit of a dead period and then we have the draft. So yeah, this is pre-combine. Obviously the combine will probably move some guys up, shoot some guys up based on the performances, but we want to make sure we don't overrate the combine because I would say for running backs, it's a little bit more important. Just trying to get that requisite, like make sure you're not under 200 pounds. But wide receivers, it's like, honestly, nowadays, the wide receivers are so small that like, as long as you're just not like 165 pounds, even Tank Dell was like that skinny though, doesn't really matter.
I've been told that athleticism matters a lot for wide receivers though. And you should always pick the most athletic wide receivers. That's the correlation.
We'll get to it one guy later. I mean, I'm a Michigan State fan and Keon Coleman used to go to Michigan State and it has been said that he was on the Michigan State basketball team. I'm not sure if you've ever heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, it's good. It's entered lore. So yeah, good.
But he's like the type of guy where it's like, yeah, he's super athletic. He's probably going to test pretty well and he's pretty big, but like he just has no refinement in his game, it seems like. So that kind of scares me. I just feel like wide receiver is so much more technique than like athleticism. Yeah. Not to say like there's some guys that just can get away with it if you're that good of an athlete, like a Julio is kind of like a best of both worlds. But I think people get too excited with the combine numbers for the wide receivers specifically. But for other positions, running back and tight end, it's very important. So
yeah, absolutely, especially with tight end. Excited to see what Xavier Worthy weighs in at. I think that one's kind of floating out there in the ether. Tank Dell-ish type build, perhaps.
Yeah, he's real lanky. There's a couple of lanky boys. Troy Franklin is also like 6'3", like maybe 185. But we've seen like the NFL there are some X's in this class, but you don't have to be like a big burly, what you think of like a big X receiver to be successful in the NFL or in fantasy. So yeah. We got a couple chats here. We got Nick Bush, who was on the stream a few weeks ago. Go check that one out. That was a really good stream, really good advice, and getting into some numbers with Bush. And we did a best ball draft. So shout out to Bush. And then if you don't love me at my Quentin Johnson, you don't deserve me at my Keon Coleman. Applaud. So, Coach, why don't I already have Caleb Williams queued up here in the one spot? So, but why don't you go first, and then I'll go second, and we can ping pong back and forth.
Yeah, are we able to zoom in a little bit so we can see him a bit more? I don't know if it's like that for
I believe I can.
My fear with doing a mock draft live on air, full disclosure, is that I have a lot of rookie picks out there, and I don't want to tip my hand. So we're gonna tread the line between my real rankings, but we're also gonna use. I'm going to use some info from Daniel Jeremiah and assume that Marvin Harrison got drafted to the Patriots.
Big oof.
Yeah. So number one, I'm assuming we'll go with super flex settings. I feel like everybody's getting tired of the prospect fatigue on Caleb Williams, but I feel like you have to take Caleb Williams there with how much we see quarterbacks being valued at. I don't know if a team is going to trade up to get him from the Bears. There's some red flags for me around the Bears in general, but talent over situation, just have to hope it bears out.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I agree with the prospect fatigue thing. It's just like this is probably the best quarterback prospect we've had probably since Trevor Lawrence, but obviously that hasn't worked out so far. I still think there's some hope for Trevor Lawrence, but I mean, I won't be taking anyone other than Caleb Williams number one. I can tell you that. I might trade back, but if I am sticking at one, I'm definitely taking it. Okay, well, it looks like we actually have them switch, but I'll go second, even though we'll see how prepared I am. But so let's see right now. We have so I think I'm going to go. I mean, if Marvin Harrison goes to the Patriots, it's going to be tough. I think it's not the line that we really want. So I would be tempted to take Jaden Daniels or Drake May, but I think the market will go Marvin Harrison. So I'll go Marvin Harrison. I mean, I think it's pretty low risk, I think, in terms of what's the worst in a year from now? We look back, what is he going to be, like wide receiver 12 or something at absolute worst? Like the optimism on him is just going to keep going. So I'll go Marvin Harrison. So you're back up at pick number 3. What you're thinking here?
It's a great pick right there. I'm gonna keep going chalk, and I'm gonna take. Oh my gosh! Now my brain's just completely going Blake. What? My brain just locked up. Drake May. My gosh, forgive me.
So that's okay.
I just shut down.
So Drake May over Jaden Daniels. What's your case there for Drake May over Jaden Daniels?
Big guy, throw football real far. That's it. He's got some mobility, so you can pick that up. But probably 20 to maybe 30 pounds heavier than Jaden Daniel. Love Jaden Daniel. I get that he just won the Heisman, and he's put up some pretty incredible numbers. But some of the throws that you see Drake May make, I think, are on par with what you get from Caleb Williams. I'm having a hard time. And I think I'm just going to play it safe there.
Yeah, I think Drake May is going to be one of the biggest values in rookie drafts. I just think people are getting so hype about Jaden Daniels. I still think Jaden Daniels is going to go top 3 or 4. So it's not like it's not like a take against Jaden Daniels. I just think Drake May is a better prospect, and I think he's more likely to fall. So if I can leverage that in a draft, I will definitely do that. But that being said, I will go Jaden Daniels 104 rushing quarterback, won the Heisman, should get top 5 draft capital. Pretty much all you need to say to me for me to be interested. So you are back up, pick number 5. So this is an interesting spot here. Where are you going here?
I mean, this feels like the easiest pick with Malik Neighbors right there. I think Neighbors going 4 or 5 is going to be pretty chalk when it's all said and done. Incredible wide receiver, a lot of burst, a lot of yak potential. I think he can fit into almost any kind of offense with that play style. A little nervous about some of the landing spots you see if he goes to the Giants or something like that. It would be great if the Chargers take him and let Herbert throw the ball. I think you could almost see him. I'd be excited to see the steam that gets behind him if he goes to the Chargers and gets paired up with Herbert.
Yeah, it's weird though. Like I feel like the Chargers seemed like the juicy landing spot, and now with Greg Roman and Harbaugh, I'm getting a little scared off, and it seems like I've been trying to sell Justin Herbert, and like the prices I'm getting back are just terrible. So I'm like, okay, well now I'm just gonna hold. Like there's no point in selling low, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Giants are actually that bad of a landing spot, just because like he's gonna walk into a lot of targets.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe they move on from Daniel Jones. I mean, I guess if they take Neighbors, then they probably will. But I'm actually interested if the Giants trade up for a quarterback, or try to make a move for a quarterback. I think that's what they should do. I'm not sure if that's what they will do, but
yeah,
that
would be fun.
I love Neighbors. I mean, I think there's not a big gap between Harrison and Neighbors in my book. So, so up at 106, I'm definitely going to go Brock Bowers. I know he looks like an engineering student, but whatever. I think he's pretty much a lock for, I mean, top 15 at worst, like absolutely generational tight end prospect. And I know we were all hurt and we have pain inside of our hearts from Kyle Pitts, but I think he has a different skill set that's more fantasy friendly in terms of just he's going to get targets. Like he's not going to be running. He can stretch the field, but he's not going to be getting just like deep targets like Kyle Pitts has, and just some prayer yards. I think he's going to be whatever. They're going to scheme him into the game plan and just get him a lot of touches, whether that be rushes. He was using as a rusher a decent amount. So yeah, I just think he has such a high floor and such a high ceiling. Like he could easily be tight end 1 overall in Dynasty, like, or between him and Laporta, like the second he gets drafted to an even okay landing spot. So
yeah. I mean, he's already valued at what, like tight end 2 or 3, and hasn't even been drafted yet.
Probably tight end 3 right now, but yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's still like it'll catch up pretty quickly. So
yeah.
Okay, so you are back up at pick 107. What are you feeling here?
This is fun. I feel like I'm getting stuck with the inflection points. So based on what we're hearing about JJ McCarthy likely going top 10 because the NFL loves him, with it being super flex. If he gets one of the good landing spots, like Atlanta or Minnesota, I would be inclined to take JJ McCarthy there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's been getting a ton of steam lately. I will once again caveat, I am a Michigan State fan, but I feel like personally, I'm one of the most I can be very objective about the Lions, about my teams and everything. I think it's more just because I play so much fantasy now that I'm not as invested.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there are some warts on his profile, but I think the fact that if he's going to get the draft capital and he's super young, and if he goes to a team that either he can sit and develop a little bit, or that has kind of like a McAvey tree coach where they can kind of utilize his skill set. I think he's the right pick here if he does get that draft capital. So
yeah, it's so tough with QBs. Like there's no good way to scout it, because you ultimately don't know. So it's like, the landing spot's good. Do they have traits? Yes. All right, let's see what happens.
That's pretty. I mean, yeah, that's really all you're looking for. It's just like, okay, draft capital. Okay, I'll take the shot. Like
Yep.
nobody knows, so we shouldn't assume that we know more than the NFL and everything. So, okay, so next up, with all the news and everything that's going on, and where the projected draft capital is, I think I have to go Roma Dunes here. I think if McCarthy gets the draft capital, you should take him ahead of him. But I think there is an inflection point. I think in certain drafts, these three could kind of be jumbled up depending on if someone has a need or whatever. Just the vibes are off for one person and the other. So I think this would be the order that I would go with, given the draft capital that we're assuming, which we don't know. But
Yeah.
So any thoughts on O'Dunes? And you're up next at 109.
I dig the O'Dunes pick. It sounded like he's likely, like you said, top 10 pick probability. So excited to see that. He's fun to watch, man. That's what you want. So see how it goes.
It could be an interesting fit if he gets drafted to the Bears, maybe a Caleb and O'Dunes with DJ Moore. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I think so. For my next one, speaking of fun to watch, I would probably go with Troy Franklin, wide receiver. Big fan. Like, I think over 3 yards per route run. Some pretty gaudy numbers when you dig deep into it. Could be a fun landing spot. Landing spot's not everything, but I dig the player. I dig the profile.
Yeah, I think he's gonna run super fast. He's from Oregon and he's a burner. So should look pretty good at the combine. Should solidify that back end of the first round draft capital. And yeah, I am a little bit surprised you went Troy Franklin over Brian Thomas. I don't have a strong lean between the two, but I think I do lean Brian Thomas just for the fact that I think he does have a little bit more of a ceiling with his draft capital, going maybe top 15 if some team gets real frothy and falls in love with him. So and I think
I mean, if this doesn't give you pause, Brent Coleman said that 60% of Thomas's yards came from fade routes in the slot. Whatever correlation you want to chalk that up with, run with it.
I love Brett Coleman. I think like a little background, like I played football, so I came into it. I played fantasy, but I wasn't like a big fantasy guy. So I would watch Brett Coleman like 5-6 years ago, and I think he's a super smart guy. Obviously, super smart. But I think he's a little bit more real life football based versus fantasy based. So while I respect him, I don't necessarily for fantasy want to like put too much investment into his thoughts. If I'm going to be completely honest,
so this is I'm up, right? This is a fun pick.
Yes, sir. Pick 11.
Wow, real impossible situation here, depending on what we get. But I'll keep going with the. I'll go Keon Coleman here. We'll just go questionable picks.
Hey, I mean, why don't you give us your take on him and kind of like what the upside case is and what the downside case is?
On the pod with noted Michigan State fan. I'm told he's a basketball player, which is great for spatial awareness and things of that nature. Seems like a freak athlete. We've got like 6'4", over 215, 220.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
It's 20% of his catches were touchdowns. That seems sustainable. So let's keep up with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were talking about with and like Bush was saying earlier, like Quentin Johnson. It's a little bit scary. I do think he's a better athlete than Quentin Johnson, though, to be completely honest. I think he is bigger and probably faster and has a little bit better body awareness. But I don't know. I'm going to be a little bit scared off of him in rookie draft, to be completely honest. Like if he falls to like this range and he gets a juicy landing spot, then like okay, I'll bite the bullet, but not a guy I feel like happy to draft or like excited.
Yeah. I myself have taken a vow that if what it's like the Traylon Burks and Quentin Johnson corollary, where it's like if you have to like figure out how to play wide receiver in the NFL, you're already kind of like behind the curve a little bit, it feels like. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's so many guys that are already good. Like they don't have to take that step. So it's like I get betting on the upside of like, okay, this guy's athletic profile is insane, but it's a little scary.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I am up at pick number 12, and I'm going to go Bo Nix. He's still been getting. I still think he's probably live for first round. Or at least from the looks of it so far. I think some team that kind of misses out on those top four of Caleb, May, Daniels, and McCarthy. Teams are real desperate for quarterbacks right now, so I think he could fit into some team in like the 15 to 30 range. And if he does, like, I mean, it's kind of the same thing as McCarthy. Like, I don't love it, but I'll eat my Wheaties and just keep moving. So
Love it. I'm gonna keep the piss boy theme going, and we'll go with Xavier Worthy there. Could be the fastest guy in the draft, possibly at wide receiver.
I think there's a shot. Yeah.
Yeah. I dig it. I mean, it seems like he's going to get first round draft capital, which is what you want with wide receivers. So it's just, I don't know what's going to come out with the combine, like if that's going to throw everybody off. But like you said, wide receivers have been coming in smaller and smaller every year, it seems like. So I'm sure a team can figure out a responsible way to use him and maybe not line him up to do inline blocking on the goal line like the Texans did with Tank Dell. That'd be great.
Yeah, I don't get that one. Did you see the breakdown of I think it was with the Athletic, and they were having Puka break down some of his plays, and I think 2 out of the 3 were run plays. Dude, that if anybody has that dog in him, it is Puka. He was just he looked like a damn fullback out there, just taking on linebackers. So yeah, Puka is a little bit heftier. I think he's like 6'2", around 205, 210. But yeah, don't do that with your little tiny wide receivers. Please.
Yeah,
it's just not a smart move.
Yeah.
So I am up next. And where am I going to go here? This is an interesting range. So I think I'm going to go Jatavian Sanders here. Which might be a hot take, but I think we were real in love with the tight ends last year, and I think it was obviously an amazing tight end class. Shout out Sam Laporta, but I think Sanders is probably going to test pretty well. His profile is pretty clean, and I think he's pretty live for, I would say, early second round draft capital. So yeah, in tight end premium, I mean, maybe he doesn't pay off right away, like some of the guys last year, but I think it's a good bet to make at this point in the draft. So
I love it.
Sure.
Feel like I have an obligation to bring some positional diversity in here. And I keep hearing Audric Estime, so I feel like we gotta bring a running back in here and bring in the bowling ball, the man who loves contact.
I'm pretty into Estime in best ball. I think I'm just a little bit worried, like with all these running backs, like are they going to get the draft capital? Like I think they're I think Estime is live for like maybe second round. Probably I would say if I would to bet third round, but I also think there's a chance he falls like fourth round, which I wouldn't be as hyped with. But I mean, as a player, I love him. Like he's an absolute bowling ball.
I'm just setting you up to take the good players because now Jonathan Brooks is out there.
So yeah, there's Jonathan. Let's see some options here. We got Penix. I mean, it depends where he goes. Like that's the whole thing, right? Like I think in grinding the mocks, I just was checking. I believe he's still his projected draft capital is pick 32. So like back end of the first round. So if he goes there, I would feel obligated to take him. So I'm gonna go Penix just for the fact that right now that's the data we have. But if it looks like if he goes third round, then obviously I won't be taking him there. So I think there's a wide range. Like I'm not sure where he's gonna go. Like I think a team could fall in love with him, or they could just be okay. Well, this guy was in college for 5 years and got injured all the time, so not a good bet to me. So I'm really not sure how the NFL is going to handle it.
Hook the man up with a great offensive line. I'm excited to see how he plays. I hope he gets a good shot. It'd be fun. I'm going to take Jonathan Brooks then, coming off the ACL injury. Real spicy running back. I dig it. Good yards after contact. I think just got to kind of see how he comes back from that ACL. But I like the player, and potentially getting the number one running back in this class in the mid-second sounds good, even with a diminished running back class.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good spot for him. Yeah, we'll see with all these running backs, like we said, like where they go. But I think he probably is the RB1 in the class, and based on draft capital and everything from what I'm seeing. So, yeah, I mean, definitely a good pick in this range. So next up, I am up. So running backs, we have Trey Benson, Blake Corum, Bucky Irving, Marshawn Lloyd that I would be considering. No tight ends. And you know what? I am going to take the plunge to take Adonai Mitchell. He bigger body from Texas. I've seen some CeeDee Lamb comparisons from one Brett Coleman.
Yes.
So I don't know if I see that, but if he's a second round receiver, and I mean, yeah, I think I'm pretty into it. Whatever, I'm willing to take that plunge of the second round receivers over. I think a lot of these running backs are gonna go third round, so I think I prefer the second round receiver.
I love it. I'm just gonna keep up the high T environment and go Bucky. We're gonna bring Bucky into the fold here and see what he can turn loose. Pretty elusive, slightly smaller than what you want with running back. We've seen some lighter running backs perform well lately. So see how much water weight he can put on before the combine, go through that bulk phase and squeeze in above 200. Just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I like Bucky Irving. I think he's interesting because he has the pass catching ability. So for fantasy, it is like you just said. The one thing is his weight. So if he can get into that like 205 range, I think I'll feel pretty good about it. Paul Patel, I didn't know he was huge. I'm not saying he's huge. I'm just saying he's a bigger body compared to Zay Flowers, compared to Tank Dell, compared to all these receivers that are like 5'9", 170. I think CD's like 6'2", like 200, like whatever. He's around that size. Like he's bigger for a wide receiver, not huge. So you're going high T. I think I'm going full piss boy here. I think I'm going to go. I think Roman Wilson has been getting a lot of steam lately. Another Michigan guy, so I'm plugging all the Michigan boys that I hate. But I think it's just the fact that we've seen so much steam lately from the Senior Bowl. I think he's going to run super well based on everything we're seeing. So that'll be a inflection point at the combine to see how he performs. But I think he could be in that early second round range. So once again, like second round wide receiver is just a bet I want to make.
Yeah,
I think there's some upside there. So.
I dig it. Man, I'm going to have to keep trucking with this and go Trey Benson, I think. It's great. Some people have him as running back one in the class. I feel like you're kind of splitting hairs, but yeah, I don't know. I'll take the running back value here.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of steam on him as well. I think he's 223, so a bigger back. And those are the backs we love, the thick boys. So that's
Oh,
you see NFL teams. What?
there's one more out there.
Oh,
The biggest.
there's the thickest boy.
I love it.
Oh damn! I thought I had a sound clip for that, but I don't think I added it.
Oh,
Okay, so we have Tez Walker, Malachi Corley, Jalen Polk, Lad McConkey. Oh man, I'm just
embrace it.
I'm so I hate I don't know. I'm like I have such a bias against Lad McConkey. I don't know why, but basically the same spiel as I've had the last three picks. But I think he's getting a lot of steam, and if he's a second round guy, like I'm down for it. It's
I love it.
pretty much it. That's pretty much my spiel.
I dig it. I if these were real teams that we had stacked up, I would love to get Braylon Allen, big man, runs kind of fast, with Drake May, big man, throw far, and really just see what pops loose. So I'll be the guy. I'll just keep it up, and we'll just go Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin. Coming into the league at 20 years old, just ready to go. Let's see what happens.
I mean, yeah, I think for him, landing spot is so important. Just like if he goes to a team where they're just like, okay, we got that high T versus gonna pound the rock and just give him like 20 carries a game, like, okay, I'm into it. But I think there is a lot of downside of just like he's a committee back that doesn't really get a lot of run. But
the good thing is that drafts him should want to do that, right? Like it's not like he's going to get drafted by the Dolphins and they're going to, oops, what did we do?
I mean, I would hope. Yeah. I mean, you know what would be a really fun landing spot for him? I don't know if they would actually do it, but the Ravens would be like a Gus Edwards replacement, like that kind of guy where he's just benefiting off the Lamar running and getting that efficiency. I think that would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just sign the big dog, sign Derrick Henry, and just run that split eye formation all game long. Just see what happens. Be great.
So I am up next. There aren't any quarterbacks I'm considering. So we have running back. We have Blake Corum, Braylon Allen, and Marshawn Lloyd. And wide receiver, we have Tez Walker, Jalen Polk. You know what? I'm gonna have fun here. I'm going to go. I think I'm gonna go Marshawn Lloyd. USC running back. Definitely has some juice. Very explosive, and I think he could get a good landing spot. And that's really the combination of juice and possible good landing spot. I think probably third round. I think it's a fun bet to make, and I think he's just a player that's going to be on the rise through the draft season. So
I love it. It looks like we skipped the Braylon Allen pick, but we did get all 24 in there.
No, you got the last pick.
Oh. No, you went. It looks like you went twice in a row with McConkey and Lloyd, but I'll take Braylon Allen. Okay. That's fine. We're good.
You know,
I already presented my case.
Redact that portion of it. Okay. Here, just take the last pick because I fucked up. So
we're going to take the running back out of Wisconsin, Braylon Allen. As tempting as it was to get someone else, I feel good about that one. We'll see.
Yeah, so let's run through it really quick. We got coach going Caleb Williams, 101, Marvin Harrison Jr., Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, JJ McCarthy getting steamed up lately, going at the 107 over at Dunes. And then we have Troy Franklin, the speed demon from Oregon, Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU, who I guess runs lots of fade routes from the slot. So hopefully he lands with a team that does the same thing in the NFL. We got Keon Coleman. I heard he can dunk. Bo Nix, Xavier Worthy. Then we have Jatavian Sanders, Audric Estime, Michael Penix, Jonathan Brooks, Adonai Mitchell, Bucky Irving, Roman Wilson from Michigan, Trey Benson, the thick boy from Florida State, Lad McDonkey, Marshawn Lloyd, and then young Derrick Henry and Braylon Allen. That will close us out for the rookie draft. It'll be interesting to see the combine and how that affects players moving up and down. Like I said, just caveat, like wide receivers, I wouldn't take it into account as much unless unless they just completely bomb it, which but we see guys like Keenan Allen, there's endless guys who have ran super bad and they're still good football players. But running back and tight end, definitely Raz is much more important. So
Yeah, absolutely. Still keeping a candle lit for David Bell. Not so much.
Oh God, don't get me started. There was a tweet earlier of like something about like we all have that one player that we can just never let go of, and I was like, this is me with Rashad Bateman. Like this is, like I'm like, okay, 18th round, I'm still going for it. So
I love it. Yeah, that's a tough one to have never happened.
Alrighty, so we are hopped into the draft. Let's see what spot do we get? 108. So how are you approaching 108 so far? And are there guys that you are super into? Any guys you're avoiding in that range? How are you feeling about the 108 spot?
The avoids, I love Jahmyr Gibbs, but I still, like we've said before, David Montgomery is still there. If we can get somehow a falling Brees, a falling Amon-Ra, I'm digging Bijan as well and Puka. Again, I feel like it's a good place to pick because you have that flexibility between some RB1 overall candidates that are right there, and also some top 5 wide receivers that you can get as well. So I think it's just kind of what direction you want to take your team and what's left for you on the board there, and just don't mess up the pick.
I'm pretty into both Bijan and Puka there. You might catch a falling Amon-Ra. I don't think that happens too often. Well, I guess it's only one pick. So yeah, if Amon-Ra falls to us, I'm 100% going Amon-Ra. But
Yeah.
then I would say probably Amon-Ra, Puka, and then Bijan my order. But it's Bijan and Puka are pretty much same tier for me. So
I love it. Let's get that queue fired up so we can get sniped with ease.
Yeah, speaking of Puka, I just like could the vibes be any higher on a guy? Like he's just such a cool guy. Like you see some of the interviews at the Super Bowl and everything. Like, man, I think he's quickly becoming one of my favorite players in the NFL. I think Amon-Ra probably number 1, and then Puka following very close behind.
Yeah, Puka just seems like the chillest dude, and also extremely violent with the yak and the run blocking. All right, so we've got. Hey, I mean, we should take him, right? Is it Puka or Bijan here?
I'm down for Puka. I feel like I like starting wide receiver. Just feels a little bit better with the build right now.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. We're splitting hairs here. There's not a super strong pick either way. What about you? Are you good with that Puka pick, or are you leaning Bijan usually in that range?
I mean, career progression only goes linear. Only goes up, so he can only put up more catches and more yards than he did as a rookie. So I'm excited to get him. I don't know what else you could ask for from a wide receiver. I feel like he's the undisputed number 1 on that team. Stafford is just a kingmaker at QB. So I'm happy to take him there. I think he's a total stud.
So we see Bijan going off the board 1 pick after us after we missed out on him. We got AJ Brown and then your boy Jahmyr Gibbs. And then let's see what happens here at the term. Garrett
Oh
Wilson,
my
MHJ
gosh.
number 13. Oof, big oof.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes it's an easy game.
Be advised, you should stop playing this game and go touch some grass, you little virgin. Be advised.
Yeah, we're gonna pull that one out for for this. Come on, man. Pick 13. Come on, come on. That's a little juicy for my liking.
Yeah. I love Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't like his ADP in the big board at all. All right, so we're coming up next. We could have a little Ram stack here with Kyron and Puka. Also have JT.
Yeah, I'm
What do you
pretty
think?
into all three of these running backs and not so much the wide receiver. So,
Got
so
sniped.
Kyron goes. Where's your lean on JT versus HN? I know you're a Colts fan, so
Yeah, I mean, I got to take the guy that's the workhorse that's going to get, potential 1,500 plus yards and double digit touchdowns. I got to go JT here. Love Achan, love the efficiency. Mid second, just a little tough for me right now.
yeah,
Back into the second maybe, but yeah.
yeah, this is a weird decision point for me right now where I feel like Kyron, he's been falling a little bit, but which I think probably rightfully so. But between JT and Achan, it's like I think JT, obviously we like the offense, and just the pace of play. So that and the efficiency will probably be really well with a running quarterback. Achan, it's like it's almost just purely like a best ball like game theory take where I'm like, I just feel like Achan can give you some just absolutely bonkers week. Not that JT can't. We've seen JT do
Yeah.
that before. But it's almost just like, okay, like if I'm in week 17 and I just want one guy that can just go absolutely nuclear, I feel like I'd rather have HN than JT. I don't know. Maybe that's recency bias with him being hurt last year. But
Oh my God, that didn't go where I thought it was going to go. I love that. I dig it. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, both of them are going to be in extraordinary offenses. Both of them have shown they're extremely efficient running the ball. I do think Achan is going to give you more from a pass catching perspective in that offense. But with it being half point PPR, I'm not fully leaning into that. So that's my cope for being a homer and picking JT.
no, I don't think it's a homer. I've seen whatever, like sharp people on both sides of that, like being pro HN and pro Taylor. So I mean, yeah, I think it's HN is such a weird one to wrap your brain around because it's just like, yes, it's like he's just like he almost just breaks your brain. Like I think when I was doing the stream with Bush and he was just like showing the chart of like efficiency, and it was just like he literally broke the chart. Like he was all the way over on the top right of the screen. So it's like, do we assume that that's going to continue? I mean, you probably not to the same extent, but also like we say that with a lot of guys, like where they're just like, oh, they can't keep this up, and they just they're just outliers. So
dude, yeah, he is an outlier of outliers. Like, and he is so good. Like he's shifty. He'll pick up yards after contact as well. He's excellent, excellent vision. Like it all opens up in that offense. And I'm not even going to like pretend to give in like he's an injury prone or he's so small he's going to get hurt. I can't stand those takes. But yeah, it's tough between the two. Like I just side JT. All right, we're coming up.
I think I'd be pretty like whatever. Like I'm happy with either. So who do you want here? You want your boy?
Oh, Laporta got sniped.
Emotional damage.
Thank you. The kids are going to love that one. I feel like I like Evans.
Yeah, we have our one running back.
I definitely want to go receiver here. We got 6 seconds.
Let's go Evans. I like it.
Yeah. Gonna hope him and Baker reunite down there, minus Canales. A little curious to see what direction that offense goes in, but yeah.
I mean, I almost lean the other way. What if we've been seeing maybe he doesn't get brought back on the tag. What if he goes to like I mean, obviously this is what everyone says this time of year, like, oh, this guy's gonna end up on the Chiefs. But like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think at 30, what is he, 30, 31? Like he really wants to go to a shitty team. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's just chasing the bag, but
let the man hunt for a ring. It'll be good.
I would love it.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Or, I mean, it could go up to Buffalo, just catch bombs from, oh my God, why am I, Josh Allen? I'm having a hard time with QBs tonight, man. I apologize.
Can you imagine Mike Evans in the Gabe Davis role?
Be great. Yes, a more consistent, more physical. Yeah, be great.
He'll be 40 points and then 0 points and then 35 points and then 2 points and then it'll just be for best ball it'll be great, but for managed you'll be like, oh God, what the fuck is happening?
Would we get sideline fights with him and Diggs if that comes to light? Like I don't know that I've ever seen Mike Evans get like heated on the sidelines. Like he seems like he takes it out on the field. I don't know that he's ever yelled at a QB.
I've never seen too much. I've never seen too much in terms of his own teammates. Just him and Marshawn Lattimore getting into fights every single time, which is just, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's not, you really have to do that every single freaking time you guys are on the field.
I love it. All right, so we're coming up next. We've got a falling Jalen Hurts. We've also got Devonta, Drake London, and Higgins. I'm not in love with any of the running backs that we've got here either.
Yeah, I think my lean would be and Hurts goes. I was gonna say my lean would be Hurts. So I mean, ADP value says Devonta Smith. I almost like Drake London better, to be totally honest. What about you? How are you feeling in this spot?
I like Drake London, and I like that we might back into some, week 17 correlation or some late season correlation with him and Mike Evans there in the NFC South juggernaut division. So let's see what happens.
I mean, pending quarterback, I mean, I feel pretty good about the Falcons. Like, I really like their coaching hires. Raheem Morris. I forget the name of the offensive coordinator they brought in, but he was like the quarterback's coach for the Rams. So, I mean,
Zach Robinson.
I'm sorry?
Zach Robinson.
Zach Robinson. There you go. You're on point. There you go.
OCs I can remember. QBs tonight. Total minefield.
That's okay. You just need to remember one. I need to remember one. That's how we got to play it, right? Two minds are greater than one.
Love it.
So far we have Puka.
Let's run through the team.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor in the second round. We have Mike Evans, and then we have Drake London. Some fan favorites of ours. I like this build so far. We're keeping up at wide receiver, and we got our anchor running back. So yeah, this is a fun build so far. Any weird picks going on? Let's see. Jaden Reed. Can I get your Jaden Reed take? Going at pick 49 right here.
It's tough, but there's going to be money to make with the Green Bay receivers. You just don't know which one it's going to be. I do love Jaden Reed being able to score from anywhere on the field with a variety of different ways, whether he's rushing or receiving. I really dig that. You know who's going to be here that we're going to have to take? Speaking of fan favorites. We might even be able to wait. Oh, we can wait, can't we? Oh, yeah. Mark.
Yeah,
he's coming.
If he falls to us, I feel like we're obligated to take him.
For the culture, should we do it?
Absolutely.
We've got Mandrews. I don't like Ridley here. I don't like McLaurin here. JSN is still crazy. Yeah, we're good. It's been run.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
Here we fucking go again, boys. We're 38% in Dynasty. I don't know what the hell I'll be. If he's in the 50s, I think he'll probably move up, but I will have heavy Mark Andrews bags. I'm going down with the ship. I don't care. He'll be 36 years old, catching passes from who the hell knows, JJ McCarthy on the Seattle Seahawks or something in his second contract, and I'll still be drafting Mark Andrews. So
Yeah. I mean, outside of AR, that really feels like the easiest click here in the 5th round. With what you're getting for the positional advantage, the points he will put up regardless of that, it's too easy.
Rachaad White falling all the way to 52. That seems, I mean, I guess that's, I think he does have upside to go. I think he should go probably in the 40s. That feels a little bit late, but all these kind of the Pacheco, James Cook, Rachaad White, Kenneth Walker range all feel kind of gross to me. I don't know. I don't love any of these guys in this range. I'd either rather get an anchor RB early, like we were talking about Achan or Bijan or JT in the second round. And then there's just so many nice options in like the pick 80 to like 130 range. Yeah, I don't love these guys. Kenneth Walker is a weird one. It's like he's talented, but new coaching staff. Charbonnet looked solid enough. So yeah.
Yeah. It's tricky. All right, so we've got some fun here. Options. Well, I mean, it's going to be it's tough to pass up on Henry here. I feel like George Pickens he's got a special place in my heart for what he helped me with in Best Ball Mania 4. So I don't know. Either way, there's some dog options here. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I think Henry has a chance to go up in ADP. I like Kirk, I like Pickens, and I like Kincaid.
We are set at tight end though.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we just picked Andrews. Okay. You trying to go big dog?
I mean, I feel like JT and Derrick Henry is a pretty sick running back room. And I'm not
this is the highest T room we could possibly have.
Yeah, I mean, get these guys a Jordan Peterson audiobook and they'll be good to go. What do you think? Christian Kirk or Derrick Henry?
Let's go Henry.
Love it.
For the vibes.
All right, so far we've got no QB yet, which is not a problem. Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry at running back, and wide receiver, we've got Puka, Mike Evans, Drake London, and at tight end, fan favorite, the man after your own heart, Mark Andrews.
Amen, brother.
Dig in the squad.
So yeah, the only thing is I feel a little bit thin at wide receiver. Like I think we have a solid 3, but this is we're cutting close to the edge here with what's our next pick? Is it pick 80? So hopefully we can get a Brian Thomas or a Christian Watson at that range, but otherwise it's looking a little rough. But
we took some detours.
Yeah, that's the only thing where it's been hard for me of taking some of these like RBs in like the 60s and 70s range. It's like if I like a Najee, or there's some other guys that go in like that later range where if I look at the 2v2 of like Kirk and Najee versus Henry and wide receiver X, like Cortland Sutton or something that falls like after that range, it's like, I don't know. That's kind of tough. We got a guy in here named Indy Colts 99. That's
what?
Is this your alias in here? You multi-account?
My goodness. And we've got I did a David Montgomery pick. That's pretty great. Well, Debo and CeeDee Lamb, nice wide receiver room. Is not me. But go Colts. Do it for the shoe, my guy.
So speaking,
and we've got a Hoosier Devo in the chat too. Indiana just filling up the chat tonight, or filling up the stream, it would seem.
Atlanta tight end coach said Pitts will be used a lot more for blocking this season because of all the running they're going to do. Oof, big oof. I don't know even know. I just don't want to even entertain that right now. Like, I'm just gonna block that out. Okay. Just gonna trauma block that out of my head. Kyle Pitts is gonna catch 100 balls this year. That's how we're feeling. So
I feel like Kyle Pitts is like going through an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm right now where like anything that can go wrong for him, they're just like making him put up with and seeing what his breaking point is gonna be. Like he's just gonna snap.
If I was him, I would have already snapped. This is like,
yeah. All right, so we got to take this one. We got to take this seriously, and I am now seeing what you said about our wide receiver problem that we're going to have.
Yeah, see, this is tough. It's like, now what do we do? Like, do we bite the bullet and take a wide receiver here?
Yeah, we're going to be hella early on those guys.
I mean, let's see. Who do we just bite the bullet and take the value somewhere else and just try to make it up with volume later on? It's just, I feel like it's so, I mean, Bowers,
and we've got
what wide receivers? Let's look at wide receivers, or who else are you thinking?
Deontay or Cortland Sutton or Jacoby.
I kind of like Jacoby, honestly, or Troy Franklin.
Oh, I wasn't fast enough.
That's fine. Honestly, it's fine. I mean, hey, Deontay is he's going to be in the Mac Hollins role in the Arthur Smith offense.
Oh,
so get ready for 2 targets a game, buddy. Let's roll.
Man, I got to work on my overset trigger finger and get those last second swaps better. I brought shame to this stream with that move. That's it's a tough scene.
You know what? We roll with it. We're new streamers. We're learning on the job. So hey, you know what? You know what I can say? Your lighting game is on point, brother. So I got the mic, so we're looking a little bit more professional tonight. But I still got the normal background. I got to get my Virgin streamer background going. Got to get some neon lights, something going on in the background to show that I have never talked to a woman in my life. So
I just live parked in front of a computer all day. It's great. I love it.
Let's see. Who else do we have here? If Fields goes to ATL, he's going to eat. I don't know if I love Field. Like I like it from like a real life perspective. And I guess the coordinator, Zach Robinson, gives me a little bit of hope that there's a little bit more structure and better weapons. But it's not like Fields has like been a great fantasy supporter of his receivers and tight ends and everything. Like, he's been fine, but yeah.
All right. Let's be particular about this next pick.
Okay. Let's get out of the chat for a second.
Fields and Love. I don't want to take another running back if we want to go QB. Otherwise, we've got Sutton, Jacoby, and Jamison Williams, Troy Franklin. Man, I am butchering some names tonight.
I mean, so, okay, I feel like receiver, Troy Franklin, Jacoby, or I feel like those would be my preferred guys.
Okay.
I do feel like this is a good range for quarterback with Fields and Love and Kyler, honestly, too. When's our next pick? Can you show the board really quick?
Yeah, so we go 89, and then we're at 104.
So I think that leans.
A couple of teams in front of us have taken QB already too, so we could sit on it.
Yeah, you want to go Troy Franklin?
Yeah, I dig it.
It's a little ahead of ADP, but I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It'll help us make up for our lack of wide receivers earlier on.
I love it. Oof. Rescued ourselves from panic there. All right, so far, run through the team. We've got JT and the big dog at running back. Wide receiver, Puka Nacua, Mike Evans, Drake London, Deontay Johnson, Troy Franklin. And tight end, we've got buttoned up with Mark Andrews.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love if Kyler or Fields fall to us. I feel like that'd be great there. We don't have any San Francisco stacked, so Purdy doesn't really make sense. And then we're covered off at running back. If who is available at running back right now? Let's see if there's anyone that jumps off the screen for us.
We've got Javonte, Jalen Warren, Swift,
Yeah,
Chuba. Yeah, I don't like this.
I like
We can wait on that.
Warren. I like Warren. I don't love if Javonte, if he falls to us, would be a little bit of an ADP value, but and then let's see receivers. I feel like quarterback would be nice if we can get Kyler to push through, but I feel like once we say that, the best ball odds are gonna spite us. Who are you feeling here?
When it comes back, I mean, if we can get Jacoby to fall, I feel good about that. Like target monster. He's just dependable. Like he actually did win a couple of weeks for people last year. I think he had some 20, maybe a 30-point game in full PPR, I feel like. But he's actually catching touchdowns too, which is what you want. So yeah, and Kyler got taken, so we lost that.
What other quarterbacks are available?
Let's take a look. Well, we had a little bit of a quarterback run there. So we've got fan favorite Tua right there at 106. Lawrence, Caleb, and Goff.
Our queue is just getting destroyed. I mean, at this point I feel like we push quarterback, and then we have Puka, so we could go Stafford. I feel like that would be nice stacked up. And then Mike Evans. I mean, I guess we could do Baker, but I feel like that doesn't feel great. Okay. So I say we go Jacoby. I think
I agree.
Thin at wide receiver, so I feel like that's makes up for our little bit early Deontay.
We got back in the game there. Yeah. So what we fudged with Deontay, we could have. No, I don't know. I don't think it's the worst pick in context. But yeah.
So we have AZ Mountain Man, who I was chatting with in multiple streams earlier today. Thanks for checking us out, sir. He said Orfield went long, already in the 7th round. Yeah. So yeah, quick shout out to what's his name? Neil Orfield. He just started streaming. He had Spags on the other day, and then he just had Sacrilegious on at 9:00. So I commented and said we should collab, so might have him on the channel or do something with him. But super sharp guy, and I really liked his stream with Spag. So go check that out if you haven't already. And then he said couldn't find that Tyler episode, link in the chat. It's under Emo Cowboy, or it might be under. It's like we frequently have inside jokes of the fish do this and the fish do that. So I can link it in the chat. We got. All right. Oh yeah, we're gonna be up. So
yeah, we're coming up in 2 picks. So we've got 2 running backs, 6 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 0 QBs yet. Goff just went. We don't have any Dolphins to stack up with Tua. What are you thinking here?
I mean, we were shitting on Keon Coleman. I think he's probably fine here. Tyler Lockett. I feel like those 2. We don't really need a tight end. I think we should push it.
Yeah.
And Tyler Lockett just went. So, I mean, I feel like we go Coleman.
Coleman. All right.
All right. Is there any other receivers that you like here? Or no.
Not really. I mean, Shakira, you can tell yourself fun stories about. I'm not super into it. I'd rather swing for the unknown that you get with Coleman. Kind of the same thing with all these guys here. I do dig Wicks later on in like another round probably, but I'm fine with We're taking another rookie with some upside there with Coleman. 10th round.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we got our vets who are going to give us some stable production, hopefully in Deontay and Jacoby, and then we got Troy Franklin and Keon Coleman. So that's nice mix there of our later on wide receivers.
This feels like the all value wide receiver team at parts. When you get Jacoby and Deontay on the same team, you know how things went there for a bit. Like you can see the pattern.
If you are a dynasty player, I know we're streaming best ball right now, but we have dynasty content. We just did a rookie draft. Go check out. We have some dynasty startup strategy streams that I did, and we'll mix in that stuff as the draft season goes on and as the summer comes into effect. But yeah, those are if you're looking for cheap wide receiver points, those are like two of the best sources. They go in like the 10th and 12th rounds right now, and they're probably live for like 13 points a game, 12 points a game. So get that cheap wide receiver production in Dynasty.
Absolutely.
Ola says, "Sup dudes, what's good?" Hoosier Devo says, "Was Dobbs available?" Where was Dobbs taken? I feel like he's going real.
Yeah, he went right before we picked Deontay. Pick 79.
Yeah, I'm not really in on Dobbs, honestly.
That's a fun back-to-back there with Christian Watson and Dobbs right there. Like, I mean, we were talking about the Green Bay receivers and which one is going to cash checks for you. I know of those two who I'd want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still in on Christian Watson, and I don't. Yeah. I know there's like such a clusterfuck at pass catcher in general there, but it's like Jaden Reed, he had a super impressive rookie year, and it's like I'm into him, but I don't think he should be going this much ahead of Christian Watson. I will die on that hill. I think they're much closer in talent than people are giving them credit for. So yeah, I'll definitely still take the shot on Christian Watson. He might burn me. His hamstring might explode in week 3 again, but you know what? If he doesn't, he'll be putting up some big scores. Let's see.
All right, so we're coming up here in 3 picks. We don't want to jinx it, but we are lining up well with what we want at a certain position.
Yes, I would certainly love for that to happen. I don't mind Charbonnet. I don't mind Ford. Let's see. What other running backs are available? Judy is gross, but I feel like this is pretty cheap for him.
We're starting to get into the rookie running backs. Not Blake Corum. Trey Benson. We got Bucky, Audric Estime, Braylon Allen. Like, I feel like we'll be able to. Trey Benson just went too. So,
I say we go Stafford. I think this is right around ADP, 3 picks above. So, give us the Puka Stafford stack, and we don't have to super panic at quarterback, which is nice.
We really backed into that one. Way to think on your feet. That was good. So look at the team. We've got the 1-2-7-1 build so far with Stafford at QB. Just picked him. JT and Derrick Henry at running back. Wide receiver, Puka, Mike Evans, Drake London, Deontay Johnson, Troy Franklin, Jacoby Myers, Keon Coleman, and who do we got at tight end?
Mandrews, the Manimal. Yeah, I like this build so far. We caught up at wide receiver, and like we still have two solid enough running backs can cover us off. And now we can kind of get into the just hammering rookies range of the draft, which I would advise everyone to do as well. So
yeah, let's start to get freaky here because we're coming up in 6 picks. Who do you want to go running back here?
Let's see who we have available here. I'm down for Sharps. I'm down for Ford. I don't love Blake Corum, but I don't know.
Ford just got picked. Yeah.
Oh, Corum just got picked. Oh no, Corum didn't get picked. He's right there.
Oh, Ford. Sorry.
Oh, Ford.
As a Detroit, you being a Detroit guy, I feel like I have to apologize for not saying Ford right.
Built Ford tough.
There it is.
Yeah, I think I slightly lean Sharps. We were talking about rookies a second ago. How do you feel about Bucky Irving, Estime, Braylon Allen, and Corum?
I mean, my like the wolf inside me that I love to feed with running backs wants to draft Braylon Allen all day, every day. Just because, size, speed, specimen, like dude's an animal. I think I don't know that the pass catching versatility isn't really there. I think Estime and Bucky Irving seem like better plays in this range. Curious what you think.
Yeah. Let's see. So AZ Mountain Man brings up a good point where I feel like everybody is so out on Blake Corum, and I feel like it's just setting up for him to go to the Chargers and just absolutely smash. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean there is that.
But I think I lean Sharps over any of these guys just for new coaching staff in Seattle and whatever. I mean, I think Walker is probably better, but also coaches like consistency and guys that can kind of do it all, like we've seen. So
Yeah, I agree. And we're getting him at a pretty nice ADP value here, 10 picks behind ADP. So I dig it. You cool with it?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's a nice addition to our running back room where we got JT and the big dog to kind of hold us down. And then Sharps, he looks like a contingent play right now, but I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with the new coaching staff. Talent edge, I still think goes to Walker, but crazier things have happened. They're both second round draft picks. So
yeah. And I mean, we also like what you were saying with the contingent stuff. I mean, there is a large part of the season where Walker wasn't playing a real high percentage of snaps as it was anyway. So I think that's definitely going to be a very split backfield. And you don't want anything bad to happen, but if it does, Sharps does walk into a pretty nice role with a really good offensive line. So be there for it.
yeah, I mean, I think the coordinator from Washington is going there, and I think seems pretty fun. So I like that. I mean, I think it's probably still going to be Geno. Maybe they're a sneaky team for like a McCarthy. I don't think not with this team that McCarthy's getting, probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah. Do you think if I mean I forget what number their pick is in the first round. Like do you think with like the offensive line they have some good tackles and stuff like that. Do you think that's a good spot for Penix to kind of swing there and maybe they sneak that in there?
It you know what? I wouldn't hate it. I feel like his skill set does match up pretty well with DK, and assuming Lockett will be there, and JSN, and kind of the vertical passing game. I do think that would be a good fit, and keeping him in the area with Washington, even though he went to like Indiana and somewhere else too before that. So it's not like he's from Washington, but
bro, that's Windiana. Let's get it right. Put some respect on those Hoosiers.
So an interesting pick here is Drake May going pick 138. I mean, yeah, I think Drake May is supremely undervalued right now. So honestly, I don't hate that. I would have actually liked to pick him here on our pick coming up. So that one hurts.
Yeah. So speaking of, we are coming up. We've got some real choices at wide receiver. If you want to get into that.
How many wide receivers? We have 7 wide receivers, right? I think we covered off on those picks from like the 8 to whatever 11 range. So I feel pretty fine at wide receiver, and I don't love these options. Deshaun Watson, or I mean, I guess Baker possibly could stack. We don't have any other stacks, do we?
No.
London, we don't know who the hell is going to go there. Las Vegas, we don't know who the hell is going to go there. I mean,
I'd say we wait on
Do you want to go running back here? Do you want to
Yeah,
go
you
with
want Austin, Estime, or Bucky?
Let's go Estime.
Love it.
Shout out our boy Spags. He we might be doing a stream on Friday. He's been a big Estime supporter based on EPA numbers. And yeah, big boy, violent runner, and I think he probably could get third round draft capital. I'm hoping based on where we're taking him, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. So far, yeah, take a look at the team. We've got Stafford at QB, JT, Derrick Henry, Charbonnet, and just drafted Estime at running back, wide receiver. You called out, we got 7. We've got Puka, Mike Evans, Drake London, Deontay Johnson, Troy Franklin, Jacoby, Keon Coleman, and at tight end, the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Andrews.
salute. We have Hoosier Devo in here saying, "Are you emo cowboy?" No, I am not emo cowboy. Emo cowboy and Tyler are the same person. If you've ever seen them, they're synonymous. The alter ego of each other. But yes, he has joined me three times for streams. So if you go on my channel and check it out, I also linked it in the chat right there to go check that out.
Would like to throw a shout out to Underdog for giving us a good timer this week. We're not running on like the 45-second timer that was actually like 30 seconds last time. That was just confusing the heck out of us. That was great.
What the hell was going on? I don't know if it was our connection. You know what? I think I saw some other people on Twitter or X, I should say, complaining about the same thing. So I think it's an Underdog issue and not our connection issue.
All right, so here's a fun one. We're coming up. I'm looking at Bucky, Baker. We do have Michael Mayer a little bit behind ADP that we could stack up with Jacoby as well if you wanted to just clean up at tight end.
So, I mean, I think I just feel pretty thin at quarterback. I feel like there's not too many more guys that I feel super comfortable with, and I think we should go 3 with just Stafford. So
Okay.
I'm fine with Baker. Honestly, I think I lean Watson, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Especially since I don't think there's a chance that Evans goes back to Tampa, but I don't think it's a great chance. So yeah, both guys are one's 152.5 and one's 153. So I'll let you decide, but yeah, definitely for quarterback, I prefer Watson.
Yeah, down for the rushing upside. I think he put up some good numbers points wise in the limited time that he did come out there. I think he had a couple of top 10 finishes from what I remember. So I mean, at this point when he's getting drafted around rookies and Baker Mayfield and stuff like that, like I know which QB has had a couple of top 5 finishes in his resume already, and I'll take that chance here. And what are we, round 14? That seems pretty easy. Yeah,
I think that's a really good, like, now we have Stafford stacked up. We have Watson who can give us the rushing upside. And so even if we don't stack him up, he can still give us some solid weeks with those spike weeks. And yeah, there's some interesting guys late that we can tack on as our QB3. So yeah, Jatavian Sanders going. What is this pick? 159. He's getting pushed up real quick.
That's wild. Do you have a Jatavian Sanders take yet?
I like him. I mean, this seems about right? Like, I mean, Michael Mayer. Like, I prefer him to Cade Otton, and Cade Otton is going right here. So,
yeah,
Isaiah Likely went before him. That seems wrong, considering that Isaiah Likely is the backup to our tight end that we drafted. I think he probably will move up though, like, because I mean, like I said, I think he's probably going to have pretty good RAS and everything at the combine, and probably will go second round and maybe even early second. So I think he'll get pushed up. So I think as he's going up, he's a guy where I'll still be buying as he's moving up.
So speaking of rookie tight ends, all right, this is what I'm curious about. All right, we all love Brock Bowers. If Brock Bowers puts up a normal rookie tight end season, and doesn't hit the highs that the GOAT Sam Laporta put up, do you think he gets punished in terms of like dynasty value and kind of going into drafts next year across like best ball and stuff like that?
I mean, the thing is, I don't know where he'll end up. I think he's going to get real steamy as we get into draft season, and over the summer. So given the fact that I think he's going to be going really high, I think if he does have a little bit of a disappointing season, he will go down a little bit. So yeah, yes, I do think that would affect him, but he wouldn't like shoot down. He would still be buoyed by his resume and his profile coming in from college. But yeah, I think it's more like I think it would just be more of a correction on the fact that he's going to be going really, really high if he gets the requisite draft capital. So,
all right, 8.95 RAS. Are you going over or under that for Brock Bowers?
I think I would go under only based on the fact that I don't think he's going to weigh in super heavy, which I think will affect his RAS score. Like I think like pure, like just the numbers wise of like 40 and all the numbers will probably look super solid. But the fact that I think he might weigh in at like 235 or something for a tight end will affect that RAS score. But I'm not really sure it matters that much with him, to be completely honest. Like,
all right, we are on the clock here. What are you feeling?
So,
2 QBs, 4 running backs, 7 wide receivers, and 1 tight end.
I don't mind Elijah Mitchell. Don't mind Juwan Johnson. I don't mind Ray Davis. Has been getting a lot of hype lately.
Elijah Mitchell, it was.
Okay, I'm good with that. I think, it's been a little bit weird season with Jordan Mason kind of getting some run, but then I think Elijah Mitchell kind of took back the lead for the RB2 spot. Christian McCaffrey has been healthy for 2 straight seasons, basically. So, I mean, I think we're forgetting about Elijah Mitchell a little bit, but whatever. He had the one season, 2 years ago now, where he was going off. I mean, pieces of the San Francisco offense are always good to have. So, I think the 15th
you called Ray Davis, too. He went right after us.
He is another thick boy. I think I don't know if he started somewhere and then he went to Vanderbilt and then he went to Kentucky. And his numbers got better as his career went on, as Eric Beinfor was talking about this on the stream the other day. The 4-hour rookie
4-hour. My gosh. I made it through that. Did you?
Oh yeah. Come on, man. We're drafting.
That was incredible.
Come on. I'm an absolute fiend for any draft content. Someone, who was it? Who was it? Hoosier, or was it who was it in here in the chat? AZ Mountain Man. I literally saw him in like 3 streams today. I'm not even exaggerating. I saw him in 3 streams today. So yeah, no, I'm eating this shit up.
When they got into the 10-minute Moneyball compare and contrast, I was like, yes, we're home. We're home. We're going to settle in, put on a nice blanket for a bit, and just listen to them spin this yarn. It's going to be good. All right. We lost Juwan Johnson right there. All right. So we're coming up in 2. We've got 2 QBs, 5 running backs, 7 wide receivers, 1 tight end. I would like to, I don't know if you want to keep holding out at tight end. Or
I like Kraft, but I just feel like if I'm gonna go tight end in this range, I want Henry or Fant.
Yeah.
So wait, when's our next pick? We're up in one, and then when's our next one after that? Because I'm trying to see if we can push tight end to see if we can get it. Oh,
we'd be 200.
So the only thing is I feel like we kind of need our QB3 as well. So let's see, who do we have? Because I mean, like after like Jones and Levis are like pretty much the last locked in Bryce Young are the last 3 locked in starters. I say Jones or Levis.
Yeah, let's go for Vanilla Vic. Take a shot there and see what happens.
So we got two unstacked quarterbacks, which isn't great, but we pushed it a little bit. So this is what happens
when you're chasing the big dogs.
Yeah,
Henry and JT. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I think in hindsight we maybe should have went quarterback in that. Well, it was kind of a weird range because then we were behind at wide receiver. See that's the domino effect of taking Derrick Henry, is that then we have to catch up on wide receiver, which then pushes us out of the quarterback range there. So it's a slippery slope with taking running backs.
I feel like this is the second draft where I've put us in that position. So I need to get back. And even in the mock draft, I was denying the piss boy roots and just going full T. We got to get as many running backs onto this team as possible. So I need to just chill. Like this is what no football since the Super Bowl has done to me, where I'm like, we just have to get the running backs, get them in there, run the damn ball.
Testosterone, brother.
Let's go.
Speaking of testosterone, brother,
there it is. Lock it in, bro. You're looking good.
We're gonna go do some bench press after this, brother. So I would. Hunter Henry went, right? Oh no, he didn't.
No Henry yet.
So not pro streamer move there of calling out who I want, which I already did, I guess. But if Henry or Fan,
we've done it enough.
Yeah, we've done it enough. Honestly, I don't even know if anyone's in this room. I don't think so. Because we're picking up steam a little bit. We only had a couple people in the beginning. Because I think
it could is Hoosier Devo Indy Colts 999. There's a possibility.
I don't know, man. That seems like a deep cut. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that when Fant is on the board who could get a nice landing spot. Could have went Burks, Levis, or Chig. Oof. I mean, yeah, we could have. I don't know. That seems like a real nasty stack, though. Like that.
Yeah, I feel much safer with Daniel Jones.
Hey, man, I'm always down for some Mayo, man. And look, he might make it all the way back around. So we could have.
How about that? I love it. I love that. I was the Will Levis whiplash for me this past season was great, from not wanting the Colts to draft him at all, and then to wanting to draft him in Dynasty at cost because he was so cheap, and then selling all of him before his first start. That was I gotta put that in my top 5 Dynasty moves ever.
You're riding the roller coaster.
It was great. All right, we are coming up. We do have the Mayo Man available.
No, we have 3 quarterbacks now. So yeah. I say we go Hyatt.
Yeah, let's do it.
Stack them up. Stack that bitch up with Daniel Jones. So we at least have one secondary stack. You know what? You can't crucify us yet for only having one stacked player. We at least have two quarterback pass catcher stacks.
This is us just getting our reps in. What if Daniel Jones and Jalen Hyatt are the guys that you need later in the season? You know what?
In Dynasty, I don't love Hyatt, but in best ball, I feel like he's kind of fun. He was so raw coming out. He looked a little bit better at the end of the year, and
him absolutely scorching Alabama had to be it's the funniest thing ever. Nick Saban had to be melting down on the inside.
Yeah, that was one of the crazy. And the thing is that offense was not a real offense. It was literally I don't even know how to explain it. It was like a video game offense where just
Yeah.
okay, you're only running 2 routes. Okay, it's not anything other than a streak than a go route. Is just not even in your vocabulary. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of a learning curve there for Hyatt. He's definitely still a good deep threat type guy, which for best ball in the 17th round, I don't know. I'm into it. I've been taking a good amount of Hyatt.
Brother, that's just SEC football.
Hell yeah, brother. We run the rock here in the SEC, brother.
What's the Drewski line?
Oh,
About Alabama.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the tide.
Roll them tide, baby.
Is Drewski one of the funniest people on the planet? Like he just keeps rolling out the hits. I just don't understand. Like he's on a different level.
And dude's got a video for everything. I realize I haven't been sharing the draft board. I'm sorry. All right. So, JJ McCarthy, how about that? There we go. Getting steamed in there. All right. So we're coming up in 2. 3 QBs, so we're good there. 5 running backs, 8 wide receivers, 1 tight end. You know whose song is getting played right here, right?
He's calling our name,
dude. If we get both of our guys here, I'm just jinxing it.
It would be an all-time tight end draft for us.
Be great. Big into minimalism. Just give us the high RAS guys at the beginning of the draft and at the end of the draft, and we'll just kind of let them run from there. I saw somebody today speculating about Noah Fant to Kansas City playing our favorite game. Can you imagine this player in the Kansas City offense?
Hey, this time of year, everyone's ending up on Kansas City. Every single player is ending up on Kansas City.
It's a tradition like no other. All right, you want to do it? Noah Fant?
Bye.
Lock it in. We're good.
Bye.
Buy that man everywhere. You heard it here. Now, you know what? I feel like I'm gonna make an analogy here. You know the like hipster person where they're talking about a band and this obscure band, and then like they blow up like 10 years later. That's me with Noah Fant. Okay, like I have 30% in Dynasty. I had 25% in best ball last year. No, everyone was ripping on me. And you know what? Pete Carroll is a goddamn donkey. Okay.
Yeah.
He was running 3 tight ends when you have Noah Fant, who, like, let's be real here. He's going to sign somewhere and have a good season. So I was a year early, and I'm the hipster coffee shop guy who doesn't want people coming to my coffee shop after it blows up on social media or whatever we want to go with that there.
Yeah, dude. The Noah Fant love, like this is this is you asking people at every party, like, you guys heard about Noah Fant? Like this hipster take with you is justified. You've paid your debts. You were there at the first show when he was playing in the basement. And you're going to be there when he's playing on the big stage in the arena, catching bombs from some freak at QB that can sling it deep and finally get him the ball. Like, it's going to be great. And I'm excited. I hope we get to live that moment. That'll be great.
I will be riding on a high like no other if that happens. I can tell you.
Noah Fant, more like Noah Pants.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there we go. Hey.
Who is this guy? This is great.
This guy's a dog. Classy one, watch the splash play vids and always see you in there. Brother, I'm in there every single day. So I gave away 5 memberships today for the boys, for the homies. So yeah, catch me in there. And this is a good time to plug. We are at 169 subscribers. Nice. Out of 500 for my goal for the next few months. So be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe for streams 3 days a week. And be sure to leave a comment on the stream after we finish to help boost that good, juicy YouTube algo.
Real quick, you want to take a shot at Javon Baker here and have some fun? Or you want to go another running back?
What running backs do we have available here? We have 5. I feel like we should go running back.
Okay. Give me a name.
Oh, we're gonna run out of time.
It's gonna be Javon Baker.
Okay, that's fine. You know what? We
We
still
spent
got.
all of our time making good Noah Fant content. It's worth it.
I'm gonna be honest. That's completely worth it. That's still plus EV in my book.
It's justified.
Okay, so let's queue up some running backs for this last pick, so we don't.
All right.
So we don't get
Let's be
timed out
professional.
again.
Jelani, you got to go. I'm sorry. All right. So we've got, boy.
I mean, Justice Hill's probably going to be on the Ravens, and Keaton Mitchell tore his ACL. So even if they bring someone else in, I don't hate it.
All right. Run with me on this one. Michael Carter feels like he's got some like contingent upside there in Arizona. Like John Connor getting older. Carter does have some pass catching chops. I don't know.
You know what?
That lack of enthusiasm tells me everything.
I don't hate it, but I feel like I go rookie here just for the upside with Raider. I mean, Alexander Madison is gross, but like I still feel better about. I feel like lean Schrader, Justice Hill, and then Carter. Why don't you scroll the F down a little bit and see who else we have in here that we could. I don't hate Don Foreman.
Yeah,
he's always live for 130-point week per year, so I don't hate that. Evan Hull. Well, we might not want to handcuff ourselves.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Okay, that's probably where it ends there. So it's fine. We'll choose between one of these guys.
I love it.
Yeah, if Kyron gets hurt, Ronnie Rivers. I think they're probably going to bring someone else in. Like Ronnie Rivers is just Ronnie Rivers. Let's go. Hey, brother, I love Ronnie Rivers. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I am a Ronnie Rivers supporter, but yeah, I don't know. It does kind of make sense with our Rams bet, but.
You want to have some fun? You want to handcuff or run? We don't have Kyron, but yeah, you want to do it?
Yeah, let's see who's up here, and we can talk through it on the clock. I feel like I wouldn't want to go Rivers over. I mean, I don't know.
Schrader. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sky Moore still getting drafted.
Oof. I don't think I'll have a single share of Sky Moore this year. I'm sorry.
All right. So we are free at running back here. What are you feeling? We've got JT, Derrick Henry, Charbonnet, Estime, and Elijah Mitchell. I lean rookie here, I feel like.
I lean rookie here too. I mean, I don't think Cody Schrader is like a great bet to get super good draft capital, but just the upside of the rookie. I think I was on with Rusty K last week on Friday, and we were just talking about this rookies are like after round 10, rookies are pretty much like the best pick in almost every round, just for the fact that you're going to miss on a few. They might go to 0, but then if a few just go and just shoot to the moon, that'll make up for your losses every single time. So
yeah.
You want to run through the squad, sir?
Yeah, let's pull it up here. So we have the 369. What a build. 369-2. Stafford, Watson, and Danny Jones at QB. Running back, we've got JT, Derrick Henry, the big dog, Zach Charbonnet, Estime, Elijah Mitchell, and Cody Schrader. And at wide receiver, we've got our first pick, Puka, Mike Evans, Drake London, Deontay Johnson, Troy Franklin, Jacoby Myers, Keon Coleman, Jalen Hyatt, and Javon Baker. So we got 3 rookies, 4 or 5 rookies there. And then at tight end, fans of the show, hopefully, Mark Andrews and Noah Fant. Love that.
I really like this team. I mean, I think, we did hit a little bit of a weird bump there with the Henry and then going Deontay, but I think we covered ourselves off. We got we at least got Daniel Jones stacked with Hyatt, so that feels nice. Stafford and Puka, JT and Henry, and then we got some contingent guys and some rookies. I feel like that's a good you know what I mean? Sharps and Mitchell, contingent value, Estime and Schrader as your rookies who could you know, give you some late season upside. So I really like that. And then our wide receiver room, Puka obviously is a fucking dog. Mike Evans, maybe he goes ring hunting, and if not, he was fine with Baker. London, we're hoping they have run a modern offense this year. Please, God, please, I beg of you. And then we got, and then I think we covered ourselves off with rookies and high floor guys with Deontay and Jacoby. So I feel pretty good about this team. Like I don't feel like we're weak at any position. Quarterback is probably our weakest position, but even then we got two stacks, so it's fine enough.
Yeah, and I mean, legitimate top 10 potential upside with those with our number 2 and number 3 quarterback if things break the right way for them. I think Daniel Jones has turned in like top 12 performance that first year with Dable, didn't he? Because of all the rushing. And yeah, Watson, I think he started out with, what was it, 4 wide receiver QB1 seasons. So yeah, I dig the value we scooped up there at QB, despite kind of being behind the curve there at QB and wide receiver at first.
Yeah, and like obviously Stafford with Puka, like that's if you're in week 17 and you have those two guys, like that's going to feel pretty good. And then Watson and Jones, they bring the rushing upside. So if you need one of those guys to have a big game to sneak you through in weeks in the playoffs, then they can definitely do that as well. So you kind of cover all your bases there. Even though it's a cheaper quarterback room, it still feels pretty cozy. So
here's a fun one real quick. Do you got a minute?
Yeah.
All right. Classy in the chat asked this question: who has the best ADP value and worst value in your opinion? I want to talk about this because Justin Jefferson at 1.4, I get it's not a lot further back, but like that feels like a lot of value because I love CeeDee Lamb. There's no way he's putting up that season again. Justin Jefferson, getting him past the first 3 picks does feel like a lot of value for a dude that's pretty much like the undisputed wide receiver 1.
Yeah, I think it's just quarterback uncertainty. I think if he gets Kirk back or he gets a quarterback where we feel a little bit more cozy, I think he'll probably move up. Maybe I think he can flip Tyreek and CeeDee. So yeah, I mean, you're right. Like in terms of ADP, like spots, it's not that much, but I think he could be the 101. I mean, people will probably lean CMC, obviously, based on what he did last year and kind of the upside he gives you. But I think, I would be fine with Jefferson. Like in the games he played this year, he went absolutely bonkers.
Worst ADP value?
Like we're aligned on that one, sir. Marvin Harrison Jr. for sure. My 2 guys, my first one would be Cooper Kupp. I really like Cooper Kupp. With this right here, he went pick 38, and I think he's even been going a little bit further than that.
Yeah.
I just think obviously the age presents a little bit of downside risk, but I think of guys in this range, I just think he has so much upside still. Like Stafford looked absolutely like he was slinging the rock, and obviously Puka's there, but I don't think it I think there's enough room for both of them to have pretty solid. Like I think they could be one of those teams where they have two wide receiver ones. Maybe their absolute ceiling is capped of like, okay, they can't both be whatever top 5 wide receivers, but I think they can both fit into that wide receiver 1 range. Like we had Justin Herbert with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, both back end wide receiver ones. Like I think like I'm imagining that plus a little bit. And then another guy I like in that same range is Jalen Hurts. He's going around like it's kind of this big bunch of Hurts, Mahomes, Lamar, and I think there's just a lot of stink on Jalen Hurts right now in general with how the season played out. But I mean,
That's
last year,
insane. That's a full 2 rounds behind where he was going last year. And what did he do? Like he turned in, he was QB2 overall again. Like
25 points a game, and like he has the single week upside as well. Like I think one thing to just call out before we close is like I think Diggs is another guy, and Adams, which they're getting moved up a little. This one Adams went super early, but usually that's not the case. They're around the 2-3 turn range. But I think those are both good buys as well. But I would just say don't be so much a prisoner of the not the moment, but like whatever the second half of the season, and don't let that cloud your judgment so much. You still want to look at the peripherals, look at the advanced numbers, and contextualize that with the situation and kind of looking forward. I think that's the dynasty mindset definitely helps with that as well, of kind of like using both sides of your brain in that aspect. So,
yeah.
Any other closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Personal challenge to myself for next week's stream, where I don't get excited about running back detours and we stay focused to the the piss boy pathway and see how that goes. That's what I'm going to try to do.
So just closing thoughts. Really like this draft. I think obviously we got a little derailed, like you said, but I think we covered off on all positions super well. And yeah, I think I'm going to have a stream. It's not 100% finalized with Spags on Friday during the afternoon. So be sure to check that out. And then I have some super fun guests, which I will reveal on Twitter. So give me a follow there. But yeah, we have some exciting stuff going on. And then our streams every Wednesday night, doing a little bit of mix of best ball drafts and dynasty content. So be sure to check in next week, and I hope you guys have a great one. Thanks so much, guys.